Our story begins not in the glittering fashion capitals of Paris or Milan, but in the ancient, art-soaked streets of Florence, Italy. The year is 1881. A son is born to a humble Tuscan straw hat maker. They name him Guccio Gucci. Young Guccio grows up surrounded by the scent of leather and craft, but his heart yearns for more than the quiet life of a craftsman. As a young man, seeking fortune and experience, he travels abroad. He ends up in London, the smoky, industrial heart of the British Empire. There, he finds work not as a designer, but as a bellboy and lift attendant at the prestigious Savoy Hotel. For Guccio, this is not a job. It is a silent university. Day after day, he watches the world's richest aristocrats, actresses, and businessmen glide through the hotel's revolving doors. He carries their luggage, suitcases made of finest crocodile skin, trunks stamped with the crests of European royalty, hat boxes of polished pigskin. He notices everything. How a woman's jewelry catches the light, how a man's leather briefcase ages beautifully with use, how quality speaks a language that everyone understands. He learns that luxury is not about showing off. It is a silent promise of excellence. Years pass. The images of those elegant trunks never leave his mind. He returns to Florence, marries a woman named Ida Calvelli, and they have many children. A daughter, Grimalda, and 3 sons, Ugo, Aldo, Vasco, and Rodolfo. In 1921, at the age of 40, Guccio takes his savings and a mountain of ambition and opens a small shop at Via della Vigna Nuova, 7 in Florence. The sign above the door reads, Gucci, the best quality leather goods. He does not sell dresses or perfume. He sells what he knows. Hunting bags, equestrian saddles, suitcases, and gloves. Above his door, he carves the words of the Duke of Wellington. Never explain, never complain. It is a motto that will define his brand for the next 100 years. From the very first day, Gucci is not just a fashion house. It is an equestrian company. This is perhaps the most important detail most people forget. Before the red carpet, before the iconic handbags, Gucci made saddles for the wealthy horse-riding families of Tuscany. Guccio understood the language of the riding club. The leather had to be strong yet flexible. The stitching had to be perfect because a single loose thread could snap during a steeplechase, and a rider could fall. This obsession with functional perfection became the secret soul of the house. This passion for equestrian sports led to 2 of the most famous symbols in fashion history. 1. The Horsebit, 1953. After Guccio's death, his sons introduced a loafer, a slip-on shoe, with a small, metal, horsebit-shaped buckle across the front. It was a direct copy of the bit placed in a horse's mouth. It was revolutionary. Never before had a sporting piece of equipment been used as jewelry for the foot. Today, the horsebit is not just a shoe detail. It is the official symbol of the house, appearing on bags, belts, and watches. 2. The stripes, the web, those famous green-red-green stripes, they are not an arabesque design or a random abstract pattern. They are a direct copy of the girth strap, the belt that goes under a horse's belly to hold the saddle in place. Gucci took a purely functional, ugly piece of leather tack and turned it into the most recognizable logo in the world. While Guccio himself was not an athlete, his sons Aldo and Rodolfo understood the power of sponsorship. In the late 20th century, Gucci became a major patron of equestrian sports. Gucci Polo Cup. They sponsored major polo tournaments in Palm Beach and New York. The shirts were made by Gucci. The trophies were Gucci Master. They revived their commitment to show jumping, sponsoring the Gucci Masters in Paris, the most glamorous indoor horse jumping event in the world. For nearly 20 years, Gucci sold mostly to men. But World War II changed everything. Italy was in ruins. Leather was rationed by the fascist government. You couldn't get skins. The factories were closing. In 1947, faced with a shortage of leather, the Gucci family did something radical. They looked around the workshop for an alternative material. They found Japanese bamboo. At first, it was a joke. Use wood for a handle? It will crack. It will break. But the craftsmen of Florence are stubborn. They invented a secret process. They heated the bamboo with a flame. They bent it by hand, millimeter by millimeter, until it curved into a perfect D shape. They sealed it with a special varnish that made it shiny and resistant to humidity. The bamboo bag was born. It was a handbag with a curved, wooden handle. It was light, exotic, and surprisingly durable. But more importantly, it sent a message. Gucci does not panic. Gucci innovates. This was the first true luxury women's handbag from the house. It wasn't just a purse. It was a piece of sculpture. It became an overnight sensation. The bamboo bag opened the door, but the women of Hollywood blew the door off its hinges in the 1950s and 1960s. Italian cinema, the Dolce Vita, and American movies like Holiday made everything Italian the height of sophistication. Gucci positioned itself at the intersection of these two worlds. The first icon, Grace Kelly, Princess Grace of Monaco, the former movie star, was photographed leaving her palace in Monte Carlo carrying a Gucci bamboo bag. She didn't influence people. She commanded them. Immediately, every wealthy woman in Europe and America wanted it. Gucci started calling it the Kelly, unofficially, as Hermes had the real Kelly trademark. The second icon, Audrey Hepburn had a gamine, elegant, simple style. She hated flashy clothes. She loved the practical, beautiful lines of a Gucci shoulder bag. She was often seen carrying a small, rounded, hobo-style bag on the set of movies like Breakfast at Tiffany's. The third icon, the Jackie, 1961. This is the most famous handbag story. In 1961, Gucci introduced a simple, unstructured, hobo-shaped shoulder bag made of soft black leather. The model number was G1244. It was quiet. It was slouchy. It was easy. That same year, the most photographed woman in the world, Jackie Kennedy Onassis, the First Lady of the United States, was trying to hide from the paparazzi in Italy. She used the G1244 handbag to cover her face. The photograph went viral in 1960s terms. The New York Times called it Jackie's bag. Gucci cleverly did not sue. They quietly renamed the model the Jackie bag. It became the most copied, most loved, and most valuable handbag in the history of the house, selling millions of units over 60 years. The fourth icon, Tom Ford's Gucci, 1990s. We must mention a non-family member, Tom Ford. Behind this golden fairy tale lies a horror story. The Gucci family destroyed itself in jealousy, betrayal, and murder. After Guccio died in 1953, the company was split between his sons. Aldo, the businessman, Vasco, the quiet one, and Rodolfo, a former movie star who knew nothing about business. The first problem, the father betrays the son. Aldo Gucci had a son, Paolo. Paolo was a terrible designer but wanted to be boss. When his father fired him, Paolo went to the Italian tax police and revealed every hidden account, every secret transaction. As a result, 80-year-old Aldo Gucci was sent to prison for tax evasion. He died a broken, humiliated man. The son betrayed the father to the government. The second crime. The cousins destroyed the company. Rodolfo's son, Maurizio Gucci, was the golden boy. He was handsome, wealthy, and married a fiery, ambitious woman named Patrizia Reggiani. Maurizio wanted to be king. He allied with his cousin Paolo to vote the uncles out of the boardroom. He won. He took total control. But to pay for the infighting, he borrowed massive amounts of money. By 1993, the debt was crushing. Maurizio did the unthinkable. He sold the entire Gucci company to an investment fund, Investcorp, for a few $100 million. The Gucci family no longer owned a single share of Gucci. The dynasty was over. Maurizio got the money, lost the soul. The third crime, the assassination of Patrizia Reggiani, did not take the divorce well. Maurizio left her for a new woman, and Patrizia became consumed by rage. On the morning of March 27, 1995, Maurizio walked up the steps of his office in Milan. A hitman hired by his ex-wife shot him 3 times in the back and once in the head. He died on the marble steps. The trial was a circus. Patrizia was convicted and sent to prison. I'd rather cry in a Rolls-Royce than be happy on a bicycle. She was released after 18 years and, by law, receives a massive alimony payment from the Maurizio estate. After the murders, the lawsuits, and the family's expulsion, the new Gucci, owned by the French conglomerate Kering, realized it had to clean its conscience. The brand had a dark history. They decided to use their voice for women. In 2013, Gucci launched Chime for Change. It is not a charity. It is a campaign. A global movement to defend gender equality, support education for girls, and end violence against women. The faces of the campaign: Beyoncé, Salma Hayek Pinot, the wife of the Kering CEO, who actually owns Gucci today, and Julia Roberts. The results: they have raised over $20 million for projects like the Global Fund for Women. They built schools in Nepal for trafficked girls. They provide legal aid to battered women. The commitment: they stopped using fur in 2017. They invested in Gucci Equilibrium to become carbon neutral. It is ironic. The family that treated its women so badly, Patrizia was a villain, but she was also a victim of the family's greed, created a brand that now fights for women's rights globally. In the art lab in Scandicci, just outside Florence, the real magic happens. Where are they made? Exclusively in Italy. Every single Gucci bag. The legal requirement is stamped inside, Made in Italy. If it says Made in China or Made in Tunisia, it is a fake. What are they made of? Crocodile skin, the pinnacle, yes. Gucci uses it for their Horsebit crocodile bags. They use Australian saltwater crocodile, which has the smallest, most uniform scales, called pores. Cruelty point. Today, Gucci is part of the Kering standards. They require the farms to not kill the animals for only the skin. They use the meat for food. And they are moving toward responsible crocodile farming, pigskin, the classic. Most people don't know this. The original Jackie bags were made of pigskin, not cow. It has a small, dotted grain that is highly durable and was popular in the 1950s because it was exotic but affordable. Calfskin, the standard GG Supreme canvas bag, is actually coated cotton canvas, but the trim, the handles, the piping is always calfskin leather, silk, and velvet. For the evening bags, like the Tom Ford era or the Raja collection, they use heavy silk velvet printed with the GG logo. The secret machine, the clam in the Florence factory. They still use a 1958 Peterson machine, nicknamed the clam, to stitch the bamboo handles into the leather. It is a massive, vintage, clam-shaped machine that no one knows how to operate except 3 elderly craftsmen. If those men retire, the bamboo bag dies. Thank you so much for watching this story all the way to the end. I truly appreciate your time. If you found this video valuable or entertaining, please consider subscribing to the channel and turning on the notification bell. That way, you'll be the first to know whenever a new story is ready for you. A like also goes a long way. It helps other curious minds discover these stories. Now I'd love to hear from you. Which brand or family dynasty should I talk about next? Let me know in the comments below. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.